This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. I have received some of the Sims 4 packs for free. Thank you to the EA Creator Network. Hello everyone, JSimLady here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm doing a little ranch, but not a ranch speed build. You'll see in a minute. I decided not to do another apartment. My last one completely did not do well. So I thought we'd take a break from apartments and do something a little bit different. It's still a very small build. It's still very much starter friendly, but it's something a little bit different. And hopefully everyone will like it before we get into that speed build. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy my channel or any of my channels, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my other channels. I will be making a return to Twitch very soon, so check that out. Let's get into the speed build. So I kept the building mostly itself. I mean, why bulldoze it if I was just gonna go for that style anyways? And have to completely rebuild it when the building itself was there. And that style of building fits in really well with this area. We are obviously in the horse ranch pack. I forget what it's called. Is it just horse ranch? Why can I not remember these things? That's terrible. Anyways, as you can see from the sort of neighborhood decoration house next to it, this style very much fits in this neighborhood of this world, which I also cannot remember the name of at the moment. And I wanted to keep that style going, just kind of change it up, give it my own personality and vibe, and add a little bit to it. The inside wasn't terrible. Actually, they decorated this one a lot more fully than they decorated others before. So it wasn't terrible on its own, but this is for the all packs save file that I'm making. So I wanted to add some other stuff from some other packs, and I just wanted to kind of update it a little bit and add some new and different things. Eventually here you'll see that I expand it a little bit as well so that it can be a small 2-bedroom house. It is a starter, so your Sims should be able to move in right from Create a Sim as long as you have at least 2 Sims. And it is set up for a maximum of 3 Sims. Now, when I was creating this build, the family that I had in mind was an older adult male Sim with a female teenage child Sim, so a guy and his daughter. The wife slash mother died a couple of years ago, and they've just been on their own kind of figuring it out since then. She's your typical sort of cutesy but simultaneously rebellious teen high schooler, and he's just a dad trying to make it in the world and do the best he can for his daughter, given that she no longer has a mother. So I kind of went with that aesthetic. I also took into consideration that this is in the horse ranch world and that it is in this particular area of this particular neighborhood where it is smaller looking homes and more rustic, rundown, that kind of vibe and style. So that's what I went with on that. I did make some elements a little bit less rundown, like the siding. It's as if he at least tried to repaint it recently. and is, trying to keep up with things on his own. But as you can see from like the columns on the front porch, they still need to be repainted. They're still a little rustic looking, and the inside is starting to get a little worn. We've got some outdated furniture coming up here in a second, you'll see. So very rustic, kind of outdated, definitely not like expensive or fancy looking, just your cozy little home for a father and a daughter. I never use these. There was a time, I think right around when The Sims 4 first came out, actually, when mason jar lights were incredibly popular, like hugely, massively popular. There was this whole like farmhouse, country, decorating thing going on, but like over the top decorating in like farmhouse country style, like almost making it themey and kitschy. And personally, I feel like it went a little overboard. But these lights were actually popular in real life. And by the time they came to The Sims, they were already starting to lose popularity, honestly. And then very quickly after that, nobody was using mason jar lights anywhere, ever, at all. In fact, people were taking theirs down and replacing them with something else. And so in The Sims, I just never used them. I think I may have used them like in 3 builds in the entire time they've been available in the game. And I thought, you know what? If this man had a wife a few years ago, she died a few years ago, she was attempting to decorate their house a few years before that, these would have been popular then, and she would have been trying to decorate their house in this sort of country farm mason jar for lights sort of aesthetic before she died. And he just couldn't bring himself to change them out. And also, he just doesn't have the money, so he doesn't worry about it, type of thing. And that's why I decided on those lights. Otherwise, I probably never would have used them, honestly. Now, you can see that I started to add a lot of decorations and stuff in, and very quickly it got really expensive. And I knew I wanted this to be a starter home, probably for 2 Sims. Although, again, there's enough room here. You can add a third Sim. And there are 2 full or double beds, I guess they are in The Sims. There are 2 double beds, one for the teen daughter and one for the father. You can take out the double bed in the teen daughter's room and replace it with 2 single beds. And then you can have up to 4 Sims in here. And then you'd have like plenty of money for this lot because it's under 20,000. But the story that I had in my head was just the 2 Sims. And so I had to keep the price really low. And I ended up going back and deleting some of the decorations that you're seeing here and there. As you can see, I just did. And I end up turning to the debug menu to fill in a lot of empty space. I did leave some empty space because, again, it's a starter home. They don't have a lot of money. It's not meant to be full to the brim of stuff. It's meant to be decorated in a way where they are, where you can tell just coming in here, they are down on their luck. They don't have a lot of money. The mom died. The dad is just doing the best he can in life. And that it's sometimes that's life. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's just life. And yeah, I promise you I will get back into the really fancy, cluttered, over decorated stuff soon again, but I'm just you know, coming back into my inspiration again. And so this is where I'm at right now with it. This is where I'm at with my creativity and inspiration, I guess you could say. In other news, I am getting a new light put up very, very soon in here, so hopefully it won't be so orange lighting. I'm gonna do some rearranging of the room as well. I don't dislike the room setup. I do. Let me take that back. I dislike the way this room is set up. I really dislike that there's a window directly behind my head. I do have some problems with my hair. It is becoming very thin on top, and I get tired of spraying it with all these sprays and everything to cover it up because it stinks and it makes my head really itchy, and then I gotta wash my hair more, which is really hard on your hair if you are thinning, if your hair is thinning. It's really hard on your hair to wash it constantly. And if I don't wash it constantly, then it gets really itchy. And having the window right directly behind my head just kind of emphasizes that thinness at the top there. And so I'm gonna slide the desk towards the microphone so that way a little bit, so that hopefully the window is not right directly behind my head. And then I'm gonna have to move the shelves that are over here to under the window back there. So it will look a little bit different. It might look funny though. I don't know. We'll have to see if I can balance it out. But the window is gonna be like on one side of me over here, and then we're just gonna have this wall right here with that postcard from the Sims team that I got for joining the creator network up above my head over there. So I'm gonna try it for a few videos and see how it works out. But I also got a new light, which will help change the aesthetic in this room so everything's not quite so orange all the time. It's a modern boob light. Honestly, it's just something cheap that I could put in there, and I don't know how good it's gonna be or how long it's gonna last. But the most important thing is it's an LED light, so I can change it warmer or cooler, because that window and it being right behind my head, and if it's cloudy out, it's darker and bluer in here. And if it's sunny out, it's brighter and yellower in here. So that window has a huge impact on the lighting quality in here. So I'm hoping being able to change the ceiling light color as well as my ring lights up here color, it will make my webcam look 1,000 times better. But yeah, as you can see, I used debug beds so that they were really worn and torn and everything. But here we've got the 2 bedrooms. The dad, very basic, not much going on. And then the teen daughter's room with cutesy high school girl vibes going on in here. I do eventually change out her bed to be a lighter, more feminine blue color, because I think it goes better with some of the other cutesy tween teen girl stuff going on in there. And then we'll be done with the speed build part, and we can do a quick little walkthrough here. Yeah, not much else to say. I think we're almost pretty much done. We've got a few seconds more here. I love that pillow. Is that weird that I love that little pillow? I wish we had more of those that we could put around the houses, on the beds, and I wish we had one that shape and size that was sitting up like the throw pillows for the couches, so we could create our own throw pillow situation for beds. That'd be pretty cool. I just wish we had more things like that. Pillows and blankets and stuff like that. Okay, here we are in Chestnut Ridge. As you can see, it very much fits the aesthetic of this part of this neighborhood. Right over there is the downtown center, as you can see. But if you look around at the neighborhood decoration houses over here, this very much fits the vibe and the aesthetic, which is what I always go for when I'm building. I want things to fit into the area for the most part and not look too out of place. So here we have, he had his old camper parked over here from the days when his wife and him were young and their daughter was just little, and they used to go on camping trips to Granite Falls? Granite something? What was it called? You know, the outdoor retreat world. I'm terrible. Okay. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, here's the front yard. We have a little cow plant skull there. I thought that would be funny to add in. Again, the camper, an old rusted out frame of a pickup truck. We got the very basic front porch here. Oh, I went down too far. A hallway. I think older houses like this tend to be very much set up this way, except typically you would see the bedrooms in the front of the house. I really don't like that, to be honest with you. So I always flip it and put the kitchen over here, and it's a small but fairly tidy kitchen with old used furniture and stuff. We got that mason jar light there. Go back out into the hallway, and across is the living room. Pretty cozy. Can't do much in here, but that's okay. They don't spend a lot of time in here anyways. Then we have the bathroom right here. Basic bathroom. Nothing too fancy about it. Then down the hall here, we have the teen girl daughter's bedroom. I did put ceiling fans in the bedrooms. This is not an off-grid lot, but it also is not, like, it doesn't have central heating and cooling. So all they get are fans in their bedrooms for those hot, hot summer nights. And then the father's room, very basic and bare. And then they don't really have much going on in the backyard. I just tried to blend it into the background as much as possible to make it just look like it fits into the world, and that's it. But again, it's meant to be a sort of starter home. So, and a kind of down on your luck family home. So it's meant purposely to look this way. Anyways, here it is again, and the world is called Chestnut Ridge. And yeah, I enjoyed making this one. It was fun to do something similar but slightly different to my recent builds. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!